that you want to be better than what you are today. Like with that mindset of just, I want to be better tomorrow than I am today.
So he had everything in his tool belt. And he had the one.
Welcome, you guys. Welcome back to another episode of Financial Fashion Talk Podcast, episode 57. I'm the CEO, Mr. John Best.
Yeah, you already know it's the CFO, Mr. Riley Best, man. Well, first and foremost, man, before we get started, man, we're going to just take a little moment, man, to thank God, you know what I'm saying, for giving us this platform, for giving us the mind to, you know, be able to help people, man, you know, and not only help people, man, but help ourselves as well.
Right.
You know, and I really thank him for, you know, having this, you know, outlook on life, man, and having this mentality, you know what I'm saying, to let others know, you know, that through adversity and through hardships, you know, sunshine will shine.
Right.
Sunshine will shine.
We can go ahead and say a prayer because I know we need to get a habit of doing that. We do want to give God the honor and the glory, and we want him to get the glory out of everything that we do. Our main objectives is that we show love in whatever we saying, and that people be able to receive our messages and that they receive it in the spirit of love. So I ask God to touch us. I ask God to touch our words. I ask God to give us the strength. I ask God to give us the mind. I ask God to give us the know-how. I ask God to give us the words, word our mouths tonight, oh Lord. And I ask that you, Jesus, let this be a successful show. In Jesus' name we pray, amen. We're going to be talking about a couple things today. And the first thing we're going to be talking about is building up and not tearing other people down. The second thing are choices.
It's actually build up, not tear down. You know what I'm saying? Because definitely applies to us as individuals as well. You know what I'm saying? Because we can also do that, you know, to our own selves, man. And doing a little concrete job, and met a young man down there, man, about 26 years old. Had been married for like 10 years. You know, 10 years.
He was 26 and married for 10 years?
I mean, they've been together since, he said they've been together since like 15. You know, everybody got their struggles or whatever, man. But it was beautiful to see, you know, that they were still rocking. They were still rocking, man. Got them a nice job. Got them some land, you know what I mean? Making this just a young man with a provisional mindset. We began to talk, you know, and you know, I tell him, like, you know, man, if nobody's ever told you this, you know what I'm saying, I'm proud of you. You know, I began to think after that, you know, because I was talking to you about the, you know, the conversation that we had. You know, how often do I do this, you know, for other people? And also, like, how often do I do this, like, for my own self? I believe sometimes we don't do that. It's because, you know, of the environment that we may have came up in. I look at it as a mentality, and ultimately how you treat yourself is exactly how you're going to treat everybody else. A lot of times we speak things into existence, you know, we ain't even aware that we're creating something that's going to affect us negatively. You know what I'm saying? Because we're not aware of positive and negative. In our culture, man, I don't believe that, you know, building up and not tearing down is something that's really preached anymore, because there was a time, man, where we were knit pretty tight, man, and we did have, you know, people in our circles and people in our communities, you know, that actually pushed, you know, unity. If you begin to do things to build up, you know, your own self, you know, your mental, your physical, you know, however the case may be, man, I think that same mindset would drip off on somebody else, and you'll be able to give somebody else something of value. It's so many things that can be stunning, you know, that we want to do because of our outlook on life.
I really think that's powerful, bro, and I really think we need to pay more attention to this. Personally, when you told me about this, I thought about myself, and I thought about the reasons why I would tear somebody down or the reason why I would build somebody up. I'm realizing that with the problems and the habits that I have personally, I tend to put that off on other people. Sometimes it be unconscious, but now, like, I've been reading and I've been being more aware of my actions, and that's really what it's all about. Being aware of that action and being aware of that thought process of, like, thinking about, why would I want to bring this person down? So the conclusion that I came upon was that the only time I tear somebody down is when I'm insecure about something.
Right.
And I'm very competitive as a person. So with that competitive mindset, you go after everything like you're in a competition. And that tends to be negative mindset because you start trying to nitpick and point out things that's wrong with other people. And you become to be so judgmental that you can't even look in the mirror and see what's wrong with you.
Exactly.
You really can't build somebody up truly without knowing who you are as a person. If you know how it feels to be stomped on, or if you know how it feels to be ran over, that will help you have compassion on somebody else. If you don't never take the time out to kind of pay attention to what have happened to you in your life, focus on that and focus on how it made you feel, you wouldn't want nobody else to feel like that. And that takes us back to that statement, do unto others as you wish to be done unto you. You're going to automatically do to others what you're doing to yourself anyway. That's really what I learned about, and that's really what I noticed. We are our own biggest critic. If I'm a big critic on myself, I'm going to be a big critic towards somebody else. If I'm going to be hard on myself, if I'm going to be beating myself down, I'm kind of going to already just put that energy off. The key is to change the energy, take in the energy, notice what energy you have, and that's what I had to do. I had to notice what type of energy I was toting around. It was certain things that I didn't want to talk about. It was certain things that I was feeling that I didn't want to deal with, and I was walking around putting that off on other people. And that's so easy to do because a lot of our choices and a lot of our decisions, a lot of the way we do things is unconscious.
If you don't make the choice will be made for you. You know what I'm saying? If you go so long without doing something about something, then something is gonna be. That's just the way it is. And like if you get a cold and you don't see about it, you know, it can turn into pneumonia.
Right.
So it's like the more prevalent, you know, that mindset is in your environment, that's the more susceptible you won't be to change. We're here not speaking from a spot of perfection, you know what I'm saying, but just to create awareness for, you know, living everyday life.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like there are things that you could do to help you cope and possibly, you know, help change whatever the life situation is going through, you know, just from, you know, some simple practices of every day. But, you know, we're just talking about some things that helps us, you know, and things that we recognize that negatively affect us.
Like we all come here with the same choices, which is good or evil. We have a choice, make conscious decisions, or we have a choice to just go with the flow of life. In human nature, bro, we are wired to do things a certain way. Because of that, if we don't train ourselves to do something outside of what we're already wired to do, we'll never change. If you don't make a conscious decision to go forward, not going forward. One thing about choices, bro, is that it means that you have options. But sometimes we live our lives as if we don't have options. That's how we make unconscious decisions.
But that's what I say. That's why it's very important, man, that you self-examine. You won't be able to move forward until you accept the truth. Then, after you accept the truth, to make the change, you know, with better decision making.
I'm gonna give a pointer, bro, and this is something that I just started implementing. And I learned this from The Compound Effect. If you guys haven't read The Compound Effect, it's a very, very great book. One of the things that I just learned from The Compound Effect was like how to follow my actions. And one of the ways he taught me how to follow my actions was tote around a notepad. Get a habit you know you have a problem with. And every time you fall into that problem, write it down. What that's going to do is going to have something click in your brain. This is how you're going to build awareness for that habit. Because you'll start thinking like, I got to write it down. Like, I keep doing this. I keep doing this. And the more you start catching yourself, the more aware you are of your actions. And this really working for me. I'm doing it with my anger now. So that's a pointer for you guys. Write it down. Some of us are reaping the consequences of someone else. And like, we can't just make decisions just for us. We also got to make decisions for folks that are going to be around us. The main thing that shows our growth is taking 100% of responsibility for our actions, regardless of who else had anything to do with it. Right. Just by you taking on your responsibility, it changed the situation.
And it all comes along with it. The more you can take, the more you can make. Diamonds produced under pressure. You know what I'm saying? So if you can withstand the pressures of life, you know what I mean? You'll be all right.
In the comments, I did put a few links so you can have all of our platforms. You have the platform to the podcast, you got the YouTube page, your Facebook page, and you got the information that you would need to get to our website, to view our store. And if you would like to support our podcast or donate to it, the link is there also. And shouts out to the Incremental Movement, which is the online presence that we created for people that are goal setting and goal achieving. And you already know what the Incremental Movement is all about. We wanted it to be judge free, and we wanted to keep everybody encouraged and motivated and inspired to continue to get out there and accomplish those goals.
Yeah, for Mr. Riley Best, I want to catch one more thing, bro. Right here tonight, the CEO and the CFO, man. We want to give a shout out to all our entrepreneurs, man. Everybody that's, made the decision, made the choice to step out there, you know what I'm saying, or even capitalize on your job to make your dream come true. Do whatever it is you want to do, man. Shout out to all our young entrepreneurs.
Yeah, man.
You know what I'm saying? Big ups, man. Big ups.
Y'all
doing y'all thing. You know what I'm saying? We'll definitely use our platform for that, man. That's what it's for. We create awareness, man. And we're also, putting our ideas and visions, man, of our, young kings and queens. You feel me?
Yes, man. Subscribe to our YouTube. We are still putting in work. We still are moving, and we still are growing. So if you are a supporter of that growth, go ahead and subscribe to our YouTube. Go ahead and support our podcast on Spotify. Go ahead and share it with a friend. Tell somebody about it, and we'll really appreciate that, because we all are striving to be the best people that we can possibly be. So with that being said, the CEO and the CFO, the Kings is in the building, but we out.